You've been lied to about India, not just by textbooks, not just by movies, but by history itself. What if I told you that one country holds more genetic diversity than an entire continent? That its people are quietly running the world's biggest tech empires, dominating medicine, reshaping global culture, and could one day lead the world economy? India isn't just a country, it's a universe. A living, breathing civilization so vast, so complex, and so surprising that the rest of the world barely knows the half of it. And today, we're pulling the curtain back. These are facts about Indians that will shock the whole damn universe. Stay with me till the end, because the final fact will change the way you see the future of our planet. Let's start with the human blueprint itself, DNA. The average Indian genome is more diverse than the combined genetic pool of the entire continent of Europe. Think about that for a second. In India, you'll find tribes like the Irula with roots stretching back to Africa, the Toda who share ancestry with East Asians, and the Siddhi who directly descend from Africans brought to India centuries ago. Tamil Nadu alone carries more racial variation than 30 European countries combined. Colonial ethnographers couldn't even classify Indians properly, so they just gave up. That's how vast, old, and intertwined the genetic story of India really is. India isn't just diverse, it's massive. Every fourth human alive in the near future will be Indian. That means the person coding your app, the doctor saving your life, your favorite YouTuber, your Uber driver, even your boss, could very well be Indian. This isn't just population growth. This is demographic dominance. It's not a country anymore. It's a takeover of human capital on a global scale. India is the world's greatest brain exporter. 1/3 of Silicon Valley's engineers are Indian. The CEOs of Google, Microsoft, Adobe, and IBM, all Indians. NASA is packed with Indian-origin scientists designing missions to explore the universe. The way Colombia exports coffee, India exports brains. And just like coffee, the world is addicted. But this brilliance isn't new. While Europe was still figuring out forks, Indians were already calculating the diameter of the Earth, inventing zero, and writing the Kama Sutra. Yes, science, math, and sex ed all wrapped together while medieval knights were still arguing about how often to bathe. India's ancient intellectual flex is staggering, and most of the world still doesn't give it enough credit. Indians are not one race. They're a billion shades of humanity: Dravidian, Aryan, Mongoloid, Persian, Greek, tribal, Arab. History marched across the subcontinent and left pieces of itself everywhere. If you wanted to study human diversity in its rawest, most complete form, you don't need to visit the world. You just need to visit India. India is the birthplace of 4 of the world's major religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Think about that. Half of the world's spirituality was beta tested in India. The philosophies that guide billions of lives today, meditation, karma, dharma, nirvana, all coded right here thousands of years ago. Now, let's talk about languages. India has 22 official languages and over 19,500 dialects. That's not a typo. 19,000. In some cities, people casually switch languages mid-sentence like they're living inside Google Translate. And English? That's just a leftover snack from colonizers. Language in India isn't just communication. It's identity, culture, and music all rolled into one. Hollywood sells stories. Bollywood sells dreams. India produces more movies per year than the US and China combined. And those movies are watched by 4 billion eyeballs around the globe. Bollywood isn't just cinema. It's cultural domination wrapped in sequins, soundtracks, and slow-motion romance scenes. Here's a fact that will blow your mind. India launched a mission to Mars cheaper than Hollywood made the movie The Martian. Yes, ISRO scientists managed interplanetary travel on a budget smaller than a Marvel blockbuster. They didn't just send a satellite to Mars. They proved the world's most advanced science doesn't have to burn billions. For Indians, food isn't just a meal. It's religion. Spices built the global economy. Wars were fought over Indian pepper and cinnamon. Curry became the world's most exported dish. And Indian street food? It makes Michelin stars look like amateur hour. When you taste Indian cuisine, you're not just eating. You're experiencing centuries of trade, empire, and creativity on a plate. Here's the paradox. India wrote the Kama Sutra 2,000 years ago, one of the world's oldest manuals on sexual philosophy. And yet, modern India often treats kissing in public like a crime. It's a nation that literally invented sex ed but still blushes at the word condom. That tension between ancient openness and modern conservatism is one of India's wildest contradictions. There are more than 30 million Indians living outside of India, and they don't just survive abroad, they thrive. From corner shops in London to hedge funds in New York, from political offices in Canada to startups in Dubai, Indians have carved influence across the planet. Wherever they go, they don't just adapt, they dominate. Indian households own more gold than the reserves of the US, IMF, Germany, and Switzerland combined. Let that sink in. Grandma's bangles and wedding jewelry in India outweigh Fort Knox itself. Gold in India isn't just wealth. It's tradition, security, and legacy. And it's measured not in ounces, but in generations. Every yoga studio in Los Angeles, every mindfulness app, every influencer doing downward dog, they're all borrowing from Indian philosophy. India took breathing, stretching, and mindfulness, wrapped it in spirituality, and the world turned it into a trillion-dollar wellness industry. India is the world's largest democracy with more than 900 million eligible voters. That's more people casting ballots than the entire population of Europe and the US combined. Democracy in India isn't just politics. It's a spectacle. It's messy, chaotic, colorful, but it works. And it's bigger than anything else on Earth. By 2030, India is projected to be the world's third largest economy. By 2050, possibly number one. That means the world's future bosses, inventors, billionaires, and creators may overwhelmingly be Indian. The global balance of power is shifting, and it's moving east. India has always been a laboratory of science. Ancient texts like the Sushruta, Samhita mapped surgery centuries before Europe even understood germs. From Ayurveda to cutting-edge pharmaceuticals, India has been blending tradition with innovation for thousands of years. 1 in every 7 doctors in the UK is Indian. In the US, more than 20% of doctors are Indian origin. That means no matter where you are in the world, if you're in a hospital, there's a strong chance an Indian is the one saving your life. That's how deep the Indian influence runs. But not all the facts are flattering. India, once plagued by famine, is now home to over 135 million obese people. In one generation, the country went from starving to struggling with overeating. It's a shocking reversal that shows how quickly modernization can reshape a society's health. So there you have it, a country that is not just a place on the map, but a force of history, culture, science, and humanity itself. India is a paradox, a powerhouse, and perhaps the most underestimated nation in the world. From gold-hoarding grandmothers to space missions on shoestring budgets, from Kama Sutra contradictions to Silicon Valley domination, India is rewriting what it means to be a superpower. The question isn't whether India will shape the future. The question is, how much of the future will be Indian?